Now, some of you might be thinking, really? You're praying about your sunglasses? There are so many bigger issues in the world that you should be praying about. And I do say a lot of those prayers as well. But I have an emotional attachment to these sunglasses. Hi, my name is Heidi Tucker. Welcome back to the Pickled Sunflower. The question that I want to talk about today is there anything too small to pray about? Last week, I took a hike up my favorite mountain, Black Mountain, and I got all the way to the top, which is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and all the way back down to the car. And when I climbed in the car to leave, I noticed that I couldn't find my sunglasses. It was kind of an overcast day, and so I might not have noticed if they weren't on my face for part of the hike, but I desperately looked all around the car, outside around the car, in the general area, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I thought, where have they been? And then I remembered, as I considered, should I pray about this? I remembered back 20 years ago when, heaven forbid, we lost the television remote control, right? And so everybody was running around trying to find it because there was no TV without the remote control. And as we were all searching cupboards and toy boxes and everything, all my little kids were helping me at that time. My cute little daughter, Amber, ran back to her room and said a prayer and prayed that she would be able to find the remote control, that it would be shown where she should look. And she said that she came out and immediately went to the couch cushions, pulled up one of the cushions, which I personally had looked under earlier, and she pulled it out and said, "Here it is, Mom." And I said, "How did you find that?" And she said, "I prayed about it and I just knew where it was." That is one of my favorite stories about faith. You know, that small child, beautiful faith that is so incredible. And so I thought, as I sat in my car, really frustrated about why I couldn't find my sunglasses, I thought to myself, do I have that kind of faith? Do I have that childhood faith to pray about my sunglasses? And so I did that. I sat in my car and I bowed my head and I said a quick prayer, asking for help to know where to look for my sunglasses. And I sat there for a while and I had an impression that I really needed to return all the way back up to the top of that mountain. Now, it was 20 degrees hotter. I was definitely more tired and sweaty and close to being out of water. So it was a really hard thing that I was asked to do, but I was certain that that was an answer that I needed to respond to, because I had asked the question and immediately came the impression to go back up to the top. There had been a little area on the top where I had sort of sat up there and pondered some things in my life and said a couple of prayers. And so I thought, I need to return back to that spot. Now, some of you might be thinking, really? You're praying about your sunglasses? There are so many bigger issues in the world that you should be praying about. And I do say a lot of those prayers as well. But I have an emotional attachment to these sunglasses. These sunglasses have carried me up mountain trails for a decade. These sunglasses have been on my head as I have pondered what my next path might be. Where is my future? You know, and really sort of meditated and considered where those things might be. And I'm on the mountain as I'm doing that, right? Or on the back of my bike. There have been thousands of prayers uttered behind those sunglasses. And so they're important to me. So I decided that I was going to return back up to the top of the mountain. Let's see what happens. So here I am. This is tough. This is my second time up to the top because, as you can see, I got to the bottom of this hard hike and there are no sunglasses on my face. And does God really care about a pair of sunglasses and my real desire to have them back. We'll see. So I made it to the top, and I'm gonna go look right now, right? I kind of, after I had a little talk with God in my car, I had a picture come into my mind. It was just right over here down this ridge. To take a look. Oh my gosh, there they are. Oh. Right there. Oh my gosh. I could just weep. God cares about the smallest individual things in our life. This is my testimony today, right here. God cares about the small things because we care about the small things. They are the details in our lives, and sometimes they're really important to us. After I prayed, I felt an impression to go clear back to the top of the mountain. And that's so symbolic of so many prayers, isn't it? That sometimes we're asked to do something really hard, really uncomfortable, something that we feel unprepared or unqualified to do. But that's got to be part of the answer. Our effort may be a part of finding that answer. Now, it's important to think back to those little tiny prayers that have been answered, those little miracles that looked like coincidences, but perhaps it wasn't a coincidence. It was a tiny little miracle in your life. Think back to those, because that can be a foundation for our faith. And when you add all of those up, that's a solid foundation. We need to have that, because so often there are big prayers that take a really long time for us to see the answer. It can be years, it can be decades. And during that time, it's easy to have sort of a faith crisis and to really ponder, am I even being heard? Is this prayer even being heard by God, and will it ever be answered? But if we have that solid foundation of all those little prayers, all those wonderful, tender mercies in our life, that can bolster our faith during that time. I trust that God is aware. I know that He answers every single little prayer, and He cares about the details, and He does care about the desires of our hearts. If you liked this video, please hit the like button down below. That will help us to expand this and reach a lot of people. I'm trying to just share some goodness and some hope. If you want to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode. And I will see you next time here on The Pickled Sunflower.